Hi, my name is Eddie Fernandez and I'm the founder and CEO of All in Faith. All in Faith is a Christian nonprofit charity whose main mission is to spread the truth of the fact that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. The Bible's filled with this truth. It's in Genesis and Ezekiel and Revelations that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Well, I took a closer look at this and it basically led me to believe and to know for sure that the herbs do heal. I've been studying it for about 15 years now, and what I have come to find out is that it shouldn't be an alternative form of medicine. It should be our primary choice of medicine. Hippocrates said it best many, many years ago, to let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. The purpose of this video is to educate you on what God has imparted in me, so that way you will understand what my message is, what our message is, and how we're going to be able to use the herbs to get them out to heal the nations. The first thing I need to do though is I need to help you understand a little bit about human anatomy, and it's going to be a little bit different than what a lot of the medical books teach, but this is the obvious truth of it. The first thing that we all need to understand, and this was the biggest part for me, was that our bodies are electric. That's the force that makes everything work. We started from a cell, and those cells divide and they multiply and they eventually grow into a human person, and all that transmission is done via electricity. Let me give you two examples so that way you can understand what I'm talking about the fact that we are electric. Have you ever noticed how you walk on carpet, rub your feet on it, and maybe touch someone and it sparks? That's called static electricity. The other thing that may help you to understand that we are electric is that if a man or a woman is on an operating table or in the emergency room experiencing something traumatic, the last thing that the physician looks for in determining whether that person is deceased or not is electrical brainwave activity. If there's no electrical brainwave activity, it's only then that the doctor pronounces that person deceased. So between those two analogies, hopefully you will agree, okay, we're electric. So what does that mean? Well, it means that since we're electric, we need electric cell food. What does that mean? Electric cell food can come in many forms, but they are all either from water or plants, and plants being herbs. And I'll teach a little bit on each of those topics so that way you can understand how the whole anatomy works and how God has designed us perfectly and wonderfully to self-heal and self-generate cellular activity. But it has to be fed properly. Good example is this. If your car runs on unleaded gas, you need to put unleaded gas in it for it to run right. If you put diesel in it, maybe it's not going to run that good. I know for sure it's not going to run that good because I've done it in the past on accident and I blew my motor up. But that's another story altogether. We need to start figuring out what are the best forms of plant-based electric cell food so that way our body can receive what it needs to self-heal. Going back to the cellular level, everything starts from a cell and then the cells multiply and divide. Well, each of those cells fire through electricity, and that's how they communicate and transmit information to each other. So everything happens on an electrical level. The other thing that we need to understand is that each cell has receptor sites all over it. Now those receptor sites are almost like the eyes and ears of each cell. The outer part of the cell is actually the brain of the cell, and in the middle of the cell is the nucleus. The nucleus isn't the brain, it's actually the outer membrane. And those receptor sites that are sitting there are basically receiving information as it comes into the body, and they let that cell know whether to receive that information or not. So what happens is that if you have been eating chemicals and dead food and acid food for a long time, chances are those receptor sites are pretty cloudy and pretty dirty, and they don't have good vision. So one of the best things you can do to clean those cells off is to have the proper water intake, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, and essential oils. Essential oils are very important in healing. If you remember back in the Bible, even when the Messiah Jesus, his real name is Yeshua, when he was born, They brought him frankincense, myrrh, and spikenard. I'm sure everyone's heard of those terms. Well, if you look closer into those things, they're extremely healing. And they're considered the most prestigious gift you can give to someone, at least it was back in the day. So the more I look at all this, the more it kind of comes together, and I hope during this video you can understand where I'm coming from and what I've learned. Going back to water, we're 78% water, our physiological makeup. So the most important thing you can do is drink plenty of good water. Well, what's good water? Well, it needs to be filtered from all the toxins and chemicals that are in the water, and it needs to be alkaline. Alkaline means that it's above 7.0 on the pH scale. Anything above 7.0 on the pH scale is alkaline. Anything below 7.0 is considered acid. So what we want to try to do is find water that is alkaline and drink plenty of it. The best amount of water to drink is equivalent to 1 quart per 50 pounds of your weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you really should be drinking 3 quarts of water per day. Off to the next subject. The herbs being healing for the nations. What does that mean? How do they work? Here's how it works. The herb is the only thing in the world that has the ability to reach its roots down into the earth, grab on to a solid mineral, whether it be magnesium or manganese or iron, phosphorus or sulfur or whatever solid mineral it is, and it brings it up through its root system, it digests it, and it outputs a liquid mineral. Well, when we intake those liquid minerals, that's what our body needs. Our heart needs potassium and sodium. Our liver needs sulfur. Our pancreas needs chromium. Our kidneys and our blood need iron phosphorus. So, if you start to intake these plant-based minerals, not from a lab, if you're taking minerals that are made in a lab and they're not plant-based, I recommend you throw them in the garbage, because more than likely they're toxic for you. As a matter of fact, there was just a huge recall on minerals that are out on the shelves in all the drugstores. It's important that we start to intake our proteins, our minerals, and our vitamins, and our enzymes, and our chlorophylls, and everything that we intake. If we intake them from plants, we're safer. And even better, use organic. That's a world of difference. If you notice how when plants aren't organic, when they start to wither and get sick and get pests, it's because their immune system is down. And the reason their immune system is down is because there's not enough minerals in the soil that they're living in. So it works the same with us. If our bodies are mineral deficient, then our immune system goes down, and then our body creates a mucus, and then there's a playground for disease waiting to happen inside your body. So if we can learn to take the mucus out of our body, get the inflammation out of our body by intaking the proper amount of water and plant-based minerals, and of course with a raw vegan organic diet, the bad things will start to leave our body, and then our immune system can handle whatever disease may be in our body. I mean, when you break your arm, they may put a cast on it, but your body does all the work. If you get a cut and you don't get stitches, your body is going to do all the work. Just like your body can heal itself of disease if it's fed properly. And that's the purpose of our whole mission. That's the purpose of our charity, is to educate you on the truth, on what's been hidden from us for many years, for many reasons, mostly monetary. But my point isn't to bash anyone. My point is to educate you on the truth of what's really going on. So we've talked about the fact that our body's electric. We've talked about the importance of cellular activity and cellular growth. And we've talked about the importance of alkaline water. And we've talked about how plants can reach down into the earth and transform solid minerals into liquid minerals, which are easily absorbable by us. So what happens is that when you start intaking all of this stuff, your body then wakes up. All the cells start firing. You're basically putting electric food into your body so your brain can wake up. All the cells start firing better. Everything starts moving better. And in that process, since your body's always self-adjusting, right now your body is trying to self-adjust. your heart is beating at a certain rate, your blood is flowing at a certain rate, and it's trying to handle whatever is inside the body. Okay? So the best way to start making your body work right is, number one, turn the chemicals off in your life. What does that mean? Well, if you look at the ingredients and all the things that you eat and drink and put onto your skin, most of them are full of chemicals. Your soap, your deodorant has aluminum in it, your shampoo, your conditioner. If you look at the bottle of things that you use and it has chemicals in it and you put them on your skin, well, guess what? Your skin is absorbing those chemicals on top of the chemicals that are in the environment, on top of the chemicals that are in the water, and on top of the chemicals in your food. And that's why America and half the world has the biggest obesity problem and cancer problem and hypertension problem and high blood pressure, because everyone's full of chemicals and mineral deficient. So here's how it works. You start turning the chemicals off in your life, you start switching to more organic things, organic shampoo, organic soap, organic foods. What happens is your body wakes up and it starts grabbing all those chemicals and toxins that are trapped in your body, and you will expel them through your feces and through your urine. That's the way the body works. In through your mouth, in through your skin, out through your you know what and you know what. Okay? And once that starts happening, once those wastes start leaving your body, well, guess what happens next? Your endocrine system wakes up, your circulatory system wakes up, your central nervous system wakes up, and things can flow better because there's no blockage. When your intestines are full of blockage, of years of buildup, nothing can flow right. So the idea is to start to ingest the proper amount of water, start to ingest the essential oils that are considered safe to ingest. They say that they're dietary supplements right on the bottle, so don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying to ingest essential oils that are toxic, because a few of them are. But if the bottle says dietary supplement, it's safe to ingest. If not, you can apply them topically. Either way, that's going to start cleaning the receptor sites in your body, and it's going to add fire, add electricity to your cells. Start intaking the plant-based minerals. Like I said, if you're not sure on where to go for these things, Dr. Sebi is one of the best sources for plant-based minerals. All of his products come from either plants, berries, or flowers. All of them. And they're all organic, and they're all OG. That means original genetic. That means non-hybrid. That means it's the way God made it, untouched, unharmed. When you start to ingest all these things into your body, you're going to be amazed on the results. It doesn't matter what the disease is. It doesn't matter. If your body is functioning properly and clear of toxins and clear of chemicals, and all your organs have what they need, your body can handle whatever is in there, and it's going to expel it, and you're going to be able to self-heal. I hope that this video has given you some things to think about, and feel free to do your own research. Look at what I'm talking about. Look into it. If you go to our website, www.allinfaith.net, you're going to find most of this information is on there. I put everything on a one-page site, and if you click on each link, it's going to take you to different sites, which will educate you even further. The best thing to do is gain this wisdom, because like God says, for lack of wisdom, my people perish. And that's exactly what's going on. We all look to the physicians. We all look to the hospitals for healing. But they're not healing us. They treat the symptoms, and that's what they're trained to do. So I'm not mad at the doctors. They're only doing what they're taught. Now, medical school, the way it's built, that's something totally separate, and I'm not even going to touch on that. However, it needs to be brought to our minds that there are a lot of things that are hidden from us, and if we would only open our minds and open our hearts to this knowledge and this truth, we'll just live better. We'll be freer. Our minds will be clear. They won't be foggy. They won't be chemically intoxicated. So again, go to www.allinfaith.net. There's a bunch of people already that really want our support, and they want our help, and we need your help. If you believe in our ministry and what it is, please donate. You can go to the website, and there's a click there for PayPal. Make your donation. We've already got a list of people that want to start intaking these herbs but just can't afford them. Unfortunately, the herbs and the natural remedies, they're not covered by insurance. And doctors aren't going to prescribe them because they're not taught that in school. It's just a matter of ignorance on their part, really, because when they went to school for 8 years, they weren't taught about nutrition. Isn't that kind of odd? Anyways, thank God that this knowledge has been being poured into me, and it's being poured into many other people out there like Dr. Sebi, and like what CellQuest is doing, and like what Young Living is doing with their essential oils, and many other products. Wheatgrass, for example. Wheatgrass is huge. What do dogs do when they get sick? They eat grass. It's high in chlorophyll. It's high in minerals. It helps their bodies heal. Cows live on grass. Wheatgrass is tremendous. It's got 92 minerals in it, and it's got enough chlorophyll in it, and it's got enough B17 in it to reverse cancer. Just taking the right amount of wheatgrass on a daily basis will change your life forever. So please, start looking into these things so that way you can be set free, and you can start to heal, and you can help your family heal. Again, donations are big time needed right now. There's a lot of people on our list. We've had an overwhelming response for what our mission is and what our message is. So if you can help in any way, if it's $5, if it's $10, whatever it is, I assure you it's going to go to good use. I thank you for your time, and I hope this was as beneficial for you as it is for me and my family.